Hey, welcome to the Set Apart Ministry. Today I have a quick word. We are going to be in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, and I'm going to start in verse 5. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. So this is Paul speaking here, and he is talking about how it's important to be humble and to not boast about ourselves. For though I would desire to glory, he'd love to do it, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. So he doesn't want people to think that he is something that he's not, just because he does. He gets a lot of revelations from God. God speaks to him. And Paul touched a lot of lives, but in all that, Paul still did not want the glory. I think maybe here where it says, for though I would desire to glory, part of him was like, man, I'd like to get some of this glory, but he knows that ultimately that's not going to help other people. It's not going to help bring people to Christ. It's just going to give himself a boost. And that's not what we need to be doing. So I'll start back here in verse 6. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. So he's saying that here that he was given this thorn in the flesh. And if I understand correctly, and please, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't really know what that thorn is. But we do know that it was kind of just a burden on Paul. And for this thing, I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. So he prayed. He said, God, please, can we get rid of this? And this is what God says to him. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. So the reason why this touched me so much is because for the longest, people were teaching, and I don't know if they meant to do it or if it was just I was taking it wrong, but I was under the assumption through a lot of this charismatic teaching that we could literally just go around healing anybody. My heart was for these people, and thank goodness I listened to the Spirit within me and didn't just go up to a bunch of random people wanting to heal them. It is so important that we listen to the Spirit. God will use us to heal people, but it's not us just going around healing people. It's God putting it on our hearts. Hey, go talk to this person. My main focus is their salvation, and through your speaking to them about the gospel, God might reveal it to you that, hey, I want you to heal this person. So don't get me wrong. We are still called to heal. But the way I took it, and I fear that a bunch of people take it the same way, is that we can just go around healing anybody. And we need to be very careful, because God ultimately wants our soul, not all these, God ultimately wants our soul. So that is the main focus. But going back to here, it just really hit me because it said that he prayed 3 times for God to heal him, and God pretty much said no. He said, I'm not going to heal you. My grace is sufficient for thee. That's enough. That's all you need. And it was because of this thorn in his flesh, I believe, that, and I think Paul even realized it too, is that thorn kept him humble. And I don't know, I hope sometime, like at times he was grateful for that thorn, because it kept him down to earth. It kept him humble. It kept him level-headed. And if it wasn't for that thorn, who knows, Paul might have slipped a few times, and if he wanted to glory, maybe if he didn't have that thorn, he would have been more likely to glory upon himself. So, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. So he's going to glory in his infirmities, in his weaknesses, in his trials. He's going to glory in them because he knows that ultimately God is going to not only take care of him, but it's going to be through them, through his infirmities, that people are going to be able to see Christ in Paul. So I hope this helps. And if you guys have anything to add to it, or if I said something incorrect, please don't hesitate. Let me know so we can set things straight, because I don't want anything that's not of God's word. So love you guys, and God bless.